Are you motherfuckers ready, huh? For the hardest, liberal, vegetarian, pro-choice, lesbian and gay supporting motherfuckers from San Francisco. Y'all ready? We'll make some motherfucking noise for Consolidated.
Yo, pistol, activate the bass. One final time, make a beat for society in decline. Those who want us suppressed will try to make this my last report, but it won't be cut short. You need to know how this project failed, why the forces of weakness prevailed, and now we're all trapped in the vicious cycle. I get on the phone to my friend Michael. His theory is called hypocrisy, and ours is based on the culture industry, keeping the public distracted, paralyzing the artist's potential impact, while the fascist elite accumulate all the wealth, and me and my pots just sit and ponder our health, which is failing, just like our career. But at the moment of hardness, never business appear. You can see a career go down the toilet, but no industry slime is gonna spoil it. Then you won't question my conviction. You know music's a contradiction, where everybody loses, no win situation. Brutal equation. Yeah, I used to be young like you, but look where that got me. Blink once and now I got a family that I can't provide for. I get no support, fashion shoot us down for sport. They're living hand to mouth or on welfare, that's absurd. No one can sustain this. We live in conditions unacceptable. We gotta make a value change fundamental, and wake up and exhibit some maturity. And that still don't give you no job security. You can say, what do you do? I can tell your whole life is collapsing around you. Don't tell me you're anxiety ridden. I know the symptom, the pain is still hidden. Looking at a world of alienation with no explanation. Brutal equation. Brutal equation. Brutal equation. But people, this ain't no job, it's a mission. And we don't give a fuck about recognition. They can't censor us with their threats of psychological war of attrition. We ain't a commodity is weak, but it might be our last chance to speak. Trying to get a simple point across, yet too often the message is lost. Meanwhile, the industry continues to grind out the cheese whiz. If that ain't censorship, I don't know what is. What can you do when you're too old and too Caucasian? Brutal equation. This is why your family will starve. You can't pay the rent, so you die on your ride. Lose your credibility and clout, too much self-doubt to get out. What are you gonna do to change this violent situation? I don't know, brutal equation. Brutal equation. Yeah, anyone can turn politics into exchange. The point, however, is to change. We don't play that female degradation, and we won't buy into that exploitation. Not to get our record played on some radio station. Word, brutal equation.
Information he gets as president every morning.
I relied heavily on advice from
the American Nazi Party.
And it changes.
I don't care what the facts are.
The Klansman.
As president.
I don't care what the facts are. Ever.
The Klansman.
As president.
I don't care what the facts are. Ever.
As president every morning. I receive an intelligence briefing.
From the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
As president Every morning, I receive an intelligence briefing.
From the American Nazi Party, the Klansmen,
As president,
the Klansmen,
as president,
I don't care what the facts are, ever. I don't care what the facts are, ever. I don't care what the facts are, ever.
And the world is moving too fast to forecast with absolute certainty.
and yet the morning news is often overtaken by
the American Nazi Party.
Now, more than ever, you need
A real hood-wearing, cross-burning Klansman. The Klansman
ultimately affects you.
And
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We don't hate nobody because of their color. We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
The history of oppression. You know we can't erase it in a pop song, but the facts, we gotta face it. Men rape women and man rapes the environment, and people with opposed religious views are violent. How can we advance with a memory so short? We live in a society that kills animals for sport. And how can we discuss gender, class, or race when we can't respect the rights of lesbians and gays?
Racism, homophobia, xenophobia.
We must destroy the left's voices for all shot of them. We must continue to speak out.
In our efforts to make a difference, we specialize. When the contradiction arises, we fail to realize the damage is done to the Native American. These singular issues I just can't understand. How you can love one and have hatred for another. You torture your sisters while saying peace to your brothers. As long as we insist on being so aggressive, we will continue to play the role of the oppressor. When men and women, straight and gay, whites and non-whites begin to unite. When humans can treat non-human species with fairness and dignity, then, only then is there unity of oppression.
You got to understand the concept of unity.
Of oppression.
Niggas that run fight for the place of unity. You got to understand the concept of unity.
Of oppression.
Niggas that fight for the place of unity.
To all the white liberals and non-white militants that oversimplify the impact of prejudice. Blame it on the whites and you're right, but it keeps us divided. That agenda becomes short-sighted. I hear you condemning all racist sentiments, and then I hear you making anti-Semitic comments. Instead of only allowing one type of equality, place the blame on each other. Yet we should be expanding our scope of understanding and hope. Just posing some questions and make some suggestions. We don't claim to speak from a position of authority. We only want one thing, and that's unity.
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
Just all have to unite.
Of oppression.
Niggas that run fight for the place of unity.
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
Just all have to unite.
We hate oppression.
Never understand the concept of unity.
Of oppression.
Niggas that run fight for the place of unity.
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
Just all have to unite.
Of oppression.
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
Of unity.
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
We are all brothers and sisters, no matter what species or what gene. Don't kill any animal. Everything has a right to live and everything has a purpose.
Evelyn, we will be able to do away with this whole disgusting system that promotes, breeds, and thrives on the oppression of women.
Unity.
The sexual politics
representation of patriarchal values. Meat eating is the reinscription of male power at every meal. The patriarchal gaze sees not the fragmented flesh of dead animals, but appetizing food. Vegetarian activities counter patriarchal consumption and challenge the consumption of death. Feminist vegetarian activity declares that an alternative worldview exists, one which celebrates life rather than consuming death, one which does not rely on resurrected animals, but empowered people. Symbol of male dominance, then the presence of meat proclaims the disempowering of women. It takes the notion of objectification one step further. Not only have we objectified animals, but in objectifying them, we take what we want from them and leave the rest out. We leave their death out and we take their bodies. We leave the images of their death out, but take the meaning of meat and apply it to women. The sexual politics of meat. The sexual politics of meat. The sexual politics of meat. Suffer a common oppression, patriarchal world. Male dominance attacks feminism. They say we are bra burners. They say we are house wreckers. They say we are man haters. Human dominance attacks animal rights. They say we are terrorists. They say we are people haters.
Saga of male control and domination, of psychosexual and economic manipulation in our society. The historical male condition is one of deceptive coercion and violence, and the woman's fate is too often one of resignation and silence. The typical male thinks with his dick. That's how he rationalizes shallow sexual conquest as a means of self-expression and fulfillment in a world of alienation and emptiness under modern capitalism. However, the typical male considers a similarly promiscuous woman a whore, a slut, or a steez. The typical male likes a submissive woman, one that's into shallow sexual experience but is not demanding. A woman who demands respect or demands commitment in a relationship is often facing rejection by the typical male. Historically, some characteristics of the typical male are as follows. There's the stereotypical brutal, assaulting, barbaric male, the one that's obsessed with violence, the one that we see in Hollywood movies and are most accustomed to. We also have what is now known as the sensitive rapist, one who wants to feel like there's a mutual understanding before he entraps the woman in a cycle of codependent sexual service. Then there's the pseudo-feminist, who may be committed to a woman, who may even be involved in the women's movement, but still oppresses by including his own self-serving patriarchal agenda in the situation. He may be from any racial or class background, from any religious or sexual orientation. All of these characteristics may and often do overlap, thereby adding a deceptively complex dimension to the typical male analysis. The typical male listens to a woman from a position of dominance or privilege. What that means to the women is the typical male does not listen. The typical male conditions women to blame themselves for a failing relationship or for male infidelity. The typical male enslaves women in the working place as well, forcing women to tolerate sexual harassment in exchange for unequal compensation and status. The typical male is reactionary, conservative, a Klansman standing in Operation Rescue picket lines. The typical male is also a liberal. He supports pro-choice. Why not? He impregnates women and can't deal with the consequences of parenthood. Typical male. Typical male. Typical male. In a society where the incidents of rape and sexual assault are staggering, the typical male will still say, if she don't want to get pregnant, she shouldn't spread her legs. In the US alone, where 4 women a day are killed by men, and every 18 seconds a woman is battered, typical males still find misogynistic music and comedy appropriate. In a potentially sexual situation, the typical male cannot act responsibly. The typical male thinks no means yes.
The majority of all rapes are committed by people who knew their victims. Co-workers, friends, relatives, neighbors, classmates, and dates.
And if you don't like America, go live in Russia.
He doesn't have anything more to say. That's good comment. You'll make the next record for sure.
Okay, why is meat good?
Meat is good because apparently y'all are saying, you seem to be making this radical statement, radicalism is in, everything, let's get against this, everybody together, dumb American mentality. Okay, that's what I just got out of this. Well, now the new trend is let's be a vegetarian, let's be a little hippie chick, peace, love, all this shit. Yeah, well, that's just another way of following a trend. The Lord God said, thou shalt have dominion over the animals of the earth. He didn't say thou shalt have dominion over a big wad of tofu.
He also said the men shall have dominion over the women. So do you believe that? Do you buy that line too?
You got that right.
Thank you, Zero. You're on the next record already. No, what do you think about that? I'm serious.
It depends on how you interpret it.
Oh, it sure does.
Well,
just wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. You interpret dominion as domination?
Dominion gives you a right to do what you want.
No, dominion actually means stewardship, which actually means companionship and working together. Dominion does not mean domination. And I just want to say, why do you think that being a vegetarian is a trend and meat eating is not a bigger trend to follow? Come on. And I just want to say one thing. Anyone who quotes the Bible, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Because the Bible is a book that has fucked up the world more than any other single book. A book that was written by a bunch of male chauvinists.
Fine. You have your opinion, I have mine. You're gonna go to hell, I'm not. Have a nice life.
I'm gonna go to hell with the lid off. That's definitely true. Hey, you've been brainwashed to following a male-dominated violent trend, and that's eating and killing animals.
Hey, I don't understand. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I don't understand why our aggression is bad, but the aggression of a man like Saddam Hussein is conscionable. I also don't understand why you could come up here and say that we are wrong in defending your right to come up here and say what you want. That's fine. I got no problem with that. I get paid to do it every day, okay? I'm going to the Gulf. A lot of my friends are already there, okay? No problem with that. That's fine. I'm going to the Gulf so you guys can come and do this. I'm going to the Gulf so you guys can get the oil to travel. I'm going to the Gulf so you guys can afford to play your shows, okay? So, I think you guys are hypocrites, and I'd like you to defend yourselves.
Did we not learn something in Vietnam? Did we not learn that was a complete waste of human lives and time and resources? I don't think we should be there. What we need to do, I'm answering his question. We need to find alternatives to war. We need to start becoming this thing.
Don't need to be there.
Send somebody over, send somebody over, send somebody, send somebody over, send somebody over, send somebody, send somebody over, send somebody over.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of the 20th century and the arrival of friendly fascism. Regrettably, millions will die as before, but just think of the tremendous selection and savings you'll gain. Of course, the loss of freedom and democracy are tragedies, I know, but consider the entertainment value contained within. And to remind you, it is you, the people, who have mandated this course of our fate, so please come with me.
Look at the new face about in America. This is your future. You can never leave. USA turning can be fun. Friendly fascism. Having so much fun. What else do you need? You'll learn to like what you must do. If you resist, you are suppressed. You are told who to fight and when. By Bush, a Nazi fascist friend. A
and sacrifice.
But we ain't gonna quit. You know, we're not white and we're not gonna quit because we're one. We're one unit. We're tired of being beat. We're tired of being oppressed.
The poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting accomplices. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated. Cynicism is gone. We have faith in our leaders. We're optimistic as to what becomes of it all. It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism. There are no limits.
College radio, you make me feel so different now. And even though during the day you're a stockbroker, but at night we read French symbolist poetry. Oh girl, together we could change the world, or at least the music industry. Progressive alternative. Progressive alternative, the cutting edge. And girl, with you I feel so safe and liberal. And you could never be a fascist, I know. College radio, you wouldn't lie to me and turn out to be a top 40 station that's been bought by the major labels. College radio. Oh yeah. College radio.
America #1 is alive still. How many innocent people are killed? Do our soldiers believe in the fascism? No, they just couldn't get a job, so they had to go and get ground up in Bush's war machine. What the fuck do the polls on TV mean? We won't give our consent to blow up foreign soil. No blood for oil. War. What is it good for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. You gotta have peace. January 15th, 1991. The deadline
Hussein to evacuate troops from Kuwait. Oh yes, Curious George Bush, the same Curious George that vetoed the Civil Rights Bill. Ironic enough, the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King, the drum major for peace. War is not the answer. 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 I don't understand it, it makes my blood boil. On foreign soil, trading blood for oil. How many heroes would there be from this war? And what the hell are we really fighting for? Why in the hell would I serve my time to Sam when Sam don't give a damn? Now here's an opportunity for peace and unity. Ceasefire in the Middle East. It's time to increase peace. War. What is it good for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. We want peace. The 15th of a new decade, midnight. Even though I pray, there's a war going on across the sea. It's not a war for democracy. War. What is it good for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. You gotta have peace. War is not the answer. 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 War is not the answer.
The driving force behind the destruction of the tropical rainforests is the American meat habit. The rainforests are cleared, then planted with grass for grazing livestock to create hamburgers for fast food restaurants. More than half of all the water used in the United States is used for raising animals for food. 25 gallons of water is needed to produce a pound of wheat. 2,500 gallons of water is needed to produce a pound of meat. Dependence on foreign oil is one of the principal reasons for U.S. intervention in the Persian Gulf. The length of time the world's oil reserves would last if all human beings ate a meat-based diet would be approximately 13 years. The length of time the world's oil reserves would last if all human beings ate a plant-based diet would be approximately 260 years. Feedlots and slaughterhouses are both major polluters of rivers and streams, filling them with poisonous residues and animal wastes. 250,000 pounds of animal excrement is produced every second in the U.S., and there are no sewage systems to treat the wastes. In 1989, over 40% of the world's grain harvest was fed to animals going to slaughter. If the same grain was fed directly to human beings, there would be more than enough grain to feed the entire world. Over 20 million people will die as a result of malnutrition this year. In the third world, private and government money has gone to developing cash crops for export, while food production for the poor majority is neglected. 80% of the corn grown in the U.S. is fed to animals raised for food rather than going to hungry people. On a purely vegetarian diet, the world can support a population many times its present size. On a meat-based diet, the current world population could not be sustained. Cattle ranching has always competed with wildlife. Coyotes and wolves would not be shot and poisoned by ranchers if people did not eat steaks and lamb chops. Destroying the rainforest to raise cattle is causing millions of birds, monkeys, snakes, and other species to lose their homes and lives. In the U.S., this year alone, 37.5 million cattle, 85.5 million pigs, 5.5 million sheep,
242 million turkeys, 4,147,000,000 chickens will be murdered for the taste of their flesh. Pain, frustration, stress, fear, abuse, neglect, and deprivation are realities in the raising of animals on today's factory farms. Animals are artificially inseminated, fed growth hormones, overcrowded, chained, and caged. Raising livestock for profit is a competitive business, and being humane means costs will go up. These animals are kicked, prodded, electroshocked, dragged, and finally transported to their deaths. A vegetarian diet promotes superior health, endurance, and longevity. Animal products have 3 nutritional disadvantages. They contain too much protein, too much fat, and no fiber. Do not believe the protein myth. It was based on a study done by the meat and dairy industries to rats, animals who need 1,000 times more protein in their diet than humans.
I've been on drugs for 20 years.
Exxon. A quarter pound of fresh beef. Cable TV. Diet Pepsi.
LSD.
The Lord Jesus Christ himself.
America's willingness to go to war.
Chevron.
I've been on drugs for 20 years.
Chevron, Diet Pepsi, Shell, Exxon, Levi's 501 Buttonfly Jeans, and Coca-Cola. Time to buy a car on MTV.
You know, it's been one drug or another. LSD back in the 60s, I took it every day for 2 years. I actually sat in the presence of Jesus. Strung out on speed. Breast implants.
Cool, style, longer, wider, lower, faster. The right color with the right option at the right price. Just see the juices and smell the aroma. Lord Jesus Christ himself. Beef, real food for real people. Time to buy a car. Chevron, Shell, Exxon, Arco. American willingness to go to war.
For whatever reason, it's a valid reason. We have... Fetuses are not children, abortion is not murder, and women are not incubators. Look at Nazi Germany, for example. There was an alliance developed between the Nazis and Catholics, probably particularly the Catholic hierarchy, on this question of abortion. Both felt that decisions on reproduction were not to be left up to individual women. The Catholics, on the one hand, felt that this was only a decision that God could make, and individuals must subordinate their will to God. On the other hand, the Nazis felt that your body was not yours, that it belonged to the state. Your body was not yours, that it belonged to the state. Your body was not yours, that it belonged to the state.
Pro-choice is not pro-abortion. It's exactly pro-choice. It's just like if... I mean, any woman who is anti-choice is anti-woman.
I think that if you don't believe in abortion, then you shouldn't have one. I think that if you don't believe in abortion, then you shouldn't have one. The pro-choice movement is exactly that. It's pro-choice. Those who want to have an abortion should have that legal right, and women need to be able to control their bodies. If they can't control their own reproductive freedom, what can we control? If we lose that, we lose a lot more. That's just the gut of the issue. Anybody else?
I think you guys are hypocrites, and I'd like you to defend yourselves.
You guys like communist dudes here? I mean, what's the deal? You guys like communist dudes here? I mean, what's the deal?
You guys have a pretty good dance beat, but as far as your everything you guys really try to profess, it really makes about as much sense as a piece of color paper. And I think Crusading Rap Guys are a real downer. Their issues belong in the political forum. This is entertainment. You know, I think you guys really are wasting my time. I think you guys are hypocrites, and I'd like you to defend yourselves.
This isn't worth $5.
You guys are hypocrites.
This isn't worth $5.
You guys are hypocrites. You guys are hypocrites.
I mean, you're just not letting people slam. I mean, you're just not letting people slam.
Why can you do it like the small way? You don't have to like be on a major label.
Consolidate.
Why are you vegetarian?
Consolidating. The name of the band, the name of the group, the name of the political.
Your issues belong in the political forum. This is entertainment. You know, I think you guys really are wasting my time.
Those Nazi-eating middle class white guys in a political band.
You guys are hypocrites because you're ripping off hip-hop beats.
Annoying, commie, sympathizing, feminist, vegetarians.
Meat is good, and if you don't like America, go live in Russia.
Nazi-eating, privileged white guys in a political band.
I think you guys are hypocrites.
Why are you vegetarian?
This isn't worth $5.
They're hypocrites and liberals, and worst of all, they're on a major label.
You don't have to like be on a major label. Why could you do it like the small way? You don't have to like be on a major label. Why could you do it like the small way?
This isn't worth $5.
All of you Crusading Rap Guys, you're such a downer.
And I think Crusading Rap Guys are a real downer.
They say they don't like censorship, but they won't let us have bands on their shows.
Why can't we slam your show? Why can't we slam your show?
Those Nazi-eating middle class white guys in a political band. Annoying, commie, sympathizing, feminist, vegetarians.
Why are you vegetarian? Why are you vegetarian?
You guys are hypocrites.
Why are you vegetarian?
But, you know, everyone's here to party and we want a good time. I think you guys are hypocrites. You guys are hypocrites. I think you guys are hypocrites. You guys are hypocrites. I think you guys are hypocrites. And I think Crusading Rap Guys are a real downer. Your issues belong in the political forum. This is entertainment. You know, I think you guys really are wasting my time.
This isn't worth $5.
Why could you do it like the small way? You don't have to like be on a major label.
Consolidating. The name of the band, the name of the group, the name of the political thing don't matter squat.
See this shit. I want to ask y'all a question. You know, where the old girl at? She want to know about education? I'll tell you about motherfucking education. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm from Chicago. I'm not from Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Chicago. Streets are very hard. Where you from? What you got?
San Francisco.
I don't know about that, but Chicago is hard than the motherfucker. Let me tell you something. Old girl want to know about education? How about getting your ass kicked for 6 blocks to get to school to learn something? And the teachers don't give a shit if you pass or not. Teachers will smoke crack with you in the bathroom if they want to. I mean, what the hell? Corporations, radio, and all that. Who is that run by? I don't see none of my people running that shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what's going on. I hear you guys preaching some stuff up here. You know, I like that. You know, that's hard. It takes heart. But really, I can't really take it in from you. I'm like, you know, you're not going through what I'm going through. So really, I don't understand what the hell's going on here. You know, I'm up here looking at everybody jacking it up. Yeah, this shit's great. I don't understand shit, you know. I didn't hear nothing about Farrakhan, that man trying to move some shit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hear nothing about my boy Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hear shit about, I just got here, so I'm just saying, I just got here, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't hear none of that shit. Martin Luther King, maybe, you know, a couple of them people, you know what I'm saying? But I understand, if it was a black guy there, then I could be like, okay, he understands what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe he been there. I'm not saying that you guys haven't been there, you know, I don't know your nationality, you could be Jewish, whatever, you could been through it. You know, I'm just saying, I'm black. I've been through that shit, you know what I'm saying? Getting chased by what? Skinheads, what? Take 50 skinheads for one nigga? That's what it takes? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming off, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? I straight up knock somebody out playing around this motherfucker. But, you know, I understand what y'all saying. That's cool, and I appreciate that. That's you in the house. You in the house. Give me a beat. I'll tear this.
Hey, you want to rap? Is that what you said?
I understand what you guys are saying. I appreciate it, but I can't really, relate to that shit. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not dissing you guys. Let me let you know about presidents. For all you people that is lacking knowledge on presidents, Lincoln white ass would have kept slavery if you would have got the motherfucking states back together. Let me let you guys know that shit, all right? Let me let you know that. He would have kept slavery. You might have me in your backyard chained up or something, right? Yeah, something like that, but I'm letting you know. Just give me a beat, and I'm gonna let these people really know what the hell is going on in America today.
What is your name?
My name is Antoine, but everybody know I rap, and my rapping name is Murder One, and I'm about to kill all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Ready? Hey, just drop me a simple beat. Just drop me a simple beat, and I'll make this shit funky as hell. I want everybody to yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. What the fuck is up, Tulsa? Let me rock this out.
I dodge the white man. I dodge the white man. I dodge the white man. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, with being the greatest murderer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest liar on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest troublemaker on earth. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you, bring back a verdict of guilty as charged.
The media-savvy white supremacist.
It wasn't nothing like fucking Heil Hitler and all that fucking shit, man. I'm not a fucking Nazi. And I don't like you do this to me. What? Why did you do that? You guys offended me, so what the fuck? Why don't I offend you too? We offended you by fucking shit you were saying about my fucking country, man. Okay? Like you were saying about America being so damn imperialist. Well, if it wasn't for that, all the fucking Jews wouldn't be around today. Wait a minute. I didn't hear. It's true. I want to state or place the fact of between Consolidated and the skinheads. The skinheads were sitting in the crowd, minding their own business, and it's the fact that Consolidated.
These people are good people. They're not sexist. They're not racist. They're not pigs. Okay? They just love this country, and they think that everybody in it should be allowed to have their time.
Power Jam 106 KLAM. The station to your right.
Everybody dance together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move to the right. Now stay to the right. A little bit further to the right. Now extreme right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anfall und dann reich. Anfall und dann reich.
It wasn't nothing like fucking Heil Hitler and all that fucking shit, man. I'm not a fucking Nazi.
Anfall und dann reich. An unsere deutsche Nation und das deutsche Volk.
predominantly a white audience. Do you feel your music is racist in any way? No, of course not. We say love your brother. We don't say it really, but
Yeah, I totally agree with the racism problem, that there's a big problem in this country, but I don't think you can totally blame it just on like white males.
a real hood-wearing, cross-burning Klansman.
I enjoy fighting for white Christian America more now than ever, and I enjoy fighting against the enemies of God more than ever before, and I intend to fight for God and the white race as long as I live, and besides, it's a great pleasure.
A real hood-wearing, cross-burning Klansman.
I wouldn't be opposed to any group that stood up for the white race in this country, and if I were a Nazi, I'd be proud of it.
I dodge the white man. 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 Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, with being the greatest murderer on earth. I dodge the white man with being the greatest liar on earth. I dodge the white man with being the greatest troublemaker on earth. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you, bring back a verdict of guilty.
It's my turn. Fuck all y'all Klansmen, Nazi-loving motherfuckers.
you need to play your own videos all the time.
Their validity is almost always dependent upon their ability to be transformed into merchandise.
And the nominees for the album of the year are
MTV, while pioneering rock videos as total programming, also pioneered the selling of commercial time on a channel that is all commercial. The advertisement is the entertainment.
I think without music and without rock and roll, the world would be in some serious trouble.
You have people whose main motivation is to make money.
Americans are now a permanent audience waiting to be amused.
You have people whose main motivation is to make money.
Creative expression serves a commercial goal.
But now I'm proud to present the award for the MVP male vocalist.
The stakes are our sense of meaning and language. The stakes are our sense of meaning and language.
You have people whose main motivation is to make money.
Shaping the public mind with powerful tools of fiction that both please and deceive.